Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel that's all about hiking, backpacking, wild camping. Right, today I've got a fantastic piece of ultralight backpacking gear to show you. This is the Wildside Adventures Featherlight 700 kit. So I've moved away from traditional gas camping stoves this winter. Why? Really, I got fed up with how they use, the fact that you have to try and keep that gas canister warm, either in your pocket, kick it around in the bottom of your sleeping bag. It's just not as efficient when it's cold. And also, even on regulated stoves, if that gas drops in that gas canister, it can take forever to boil water, and sometimes it will never actually get there. It can be on for half an hour and just keep that water warm. So I've moved to a very simple idea: spirit burner stoves, and this I truly believe is one of the absolute best out there. So this Wildside Adventures Featherlight 700 kit costs £99, but this includes absolutely everything. It weighs a feathery 144 grams. It's tiny pack size as well. It's 115 millimeters across by 72 millimeters deep. So it's ultra light and ultra compact as well. So what do you get inside the kit? Well, this full kit version, you can buy each element individually on the website. I'll put links in the description to that. But it starts off with an ultralight pot. So this is the Tokes 700ml pot, including the lid, weighs just 88 grams. It's titanium and it's absolutely brilliant. It's really thin, which helps boil that water just that little bit quicker. But it's actually got some decent handles and a puller as well. So just 88 grams for this titanium pot. So inside you get the actual spirit burner itself, which weighs about 12 grams. Then you've got a fuel bottle, again probably only weighs 10 grams. Fully fueled, this is only 63 grams. I've just measured that myself. And then you've got this 2-part stove, which weighs just 32 grams. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's 32 grams for both parts. So it's like a conical stove. All the holes are in the right places. This has been tried and tested to death to make sure all the holes are in the perfect positions, the gaps are in the perfect positions, and the distance between the spirit burner and the pot is optimized as well. The amount of thought that's gone into this backpacking stove is unbelievable. So what you've got here, you've got a top and a bottom. Can be fiddly to use. So what you've got here is some slots, and you've got 2 pieces there. 2 pieces go on the outside and slot in like so. So that is the first part. Same again on the outside, in, pull it back, and this is the top of the stove. So what you've got here is a 2-part camping stove system. So you've got the bottom part, you can put your spirit burner on there, and you can just use it for the pan. So you've got the holes at the bottom, you've got slits here, so it allows the air to move. Again, it's all about optimization on here. Safety piece as well, I should say. Always have a bit of foil underneath so you don't burn the ground. Also, I just wouldn't use it on like a footprint in your tent. Use it on like ground, don't use it in your tent at all. So now to connect the two together, now this is fiddly, but over time the titanium will actually sort of bend very slightly so it's easier to do. But basically how I do, I've got both the parts with Wildside Adventures on there with the tabs. So I just stick them together with the slots, and it's basically, you go one in, one out, one in, one out, one in, one out, until it looks like this. So you've got your conical stove. So here's a close-up of the stove connected together, the Featherlight 700 kit. It's mind-boggling that this weighs just 32 grams, really, really, really thin titanium. Now, it's got a big slot here, spirit burner. Your pot is optimised for this pot. You could use cheaper pots, but let's be honest, you're probably going to have a lot of issues with compatibility. But this slots in perfectly like so. And there it is. It's an absolute brilliant, brilliant camping stove. So let's get this lit. So the little titanium pot out, move the actual stove to one side. So this is different to a Trangia. So this is the little, tiny little spirit burner stove. It holds about 30 mil of fuel. I use bioethanol fuel. Burns really clean. It's more environmentally friendly than gas. It's readily available. These spirit burner stoves, you can use different fuels in them. So this has got like a ceramic wall inside. So it means, different to a Trangia, you can't actually spill it. So this is full and it's not dripping. If I did that with a Trangia and it was lit, the whole kitchen would be up in flames. So it's quite a safe spirit burner stove to use. So there's two ways you can light it, just through sort of a traditional like lighter. This is just one from kitchen, but you can use a small lighter. Soto do an extendable one, which I'll put a link in the description to that, because that's actually really good. But one thing I do find with this stove, if it's not completely full, with a normal flame, it's sometimes difficult to light. So it just needs a little bit of help. So I bought this little Soto lighter, and it works really well, and it just kind of forces that flame into the spirit burner. So let's get this Wildside Adventures Featherlight 700 kit lit. Right, so I've turned off the lights so you can see it. This is the main reason why I'm doing it inside, not outside. If you want to see any of this in action, then please check out my wild camping videos, which I'll link to the end of this. So get it lit. Now, it's quite difficult to see the flame, and I have the burn marks to prove this. So you just need to be really, really careful of that. But once it's lit, once it's spread around the spirit burner, it's a really, really reliable flame. Again, it's just about sort of consistency. It's just a little bit safer as well. So you can either put the bottom half if you're using a pan, or both together if you're boiling water. So now you can see, once this is in, like so, you can see that the airflow is moving, and that helps make this spirit burner work really quite effectively. Now, as far as boil times, it's a little bit tricky because it depends on the temperature of the water, wind. It's really quite difficult, and that applies to any stove. So I don't really like talking about exactly how long it takes. The only thing I will say is it definitely takes under 10 minutes. If you're using spirit burner stoves, it's much more of a relaxing way to boil water and cook your food. Now, one thing I think is absolutely brilliant for winter, the nights are so long. So you've got loads of time. Just take your time, enjoy being outside, enjoy cooking your food and that, and just relax. So it's much more of a relaxing way of cooking. So little lid on top, obviously stick your lid on top. It's going to boil faster, you're going to use less fuel. But with this is a 60ml bottle, this is a 30ml spirit burner. The two together is absolutely loads of fuel for a night away. Inside this, you can actually put a much larger bottle. You could buy these bottles cheap as chips, just off Amazon. Might actually put some links for you. Yeah, it's just a really sort of cheap and easy fuel. So while it's boiling, let's have a little close up so you can see the lid. You see how it joins together. The left side you can see is on the outside, then it goes inside and just alternates round basically. Outside, inside, outside, inside. It's a little bit fiddly without a shadow of a doubt. This you can see is on the foil. You might be able to see that spirit burner inside there. But it works so well. It's such a nice snug fit. You can see that the water's getting a lot warmer. As with gas and spirit burner stoves, just make sure you use them in a well ventilated place. If you're using them in your tent, get that vents open in your tent or open the door. You don't want to get caught out, and you can just hear when it starts boiling. Little tab on there. And there you go. Right, so the water's boiling. Just need to wiggle this out. Now the best thing about this burner is because it's got that ceramic wool, you can just blow it out. So you don't need to risk, like a Trangia, putting the lid on top. You can just blow it out. Because it's got that ceramic wool, it's not going to splash that fuel everywhere, causing some serious fires. So it really is quite safe. So there's the little spirit burner. It's just a really well thought out solution. So what do I think about the Wildside Adventures Featherlight 700 kit? Well, it is true ultralight backpacking gear. There is no doubt about that. 144 grams for the whole kit is quite outstanding. It's super compact too. I mean, what, 7 centimeters by 11 centimeters? It's really tiny. One thing I loved about using this winter is because everything you use in winter is big and bulky, like your tent, your sleep system, your clothes, and it was really nice to have one thing at last that actually saves some space and saves some weight. So this is £99. I mean, if you think of like your jet boils and things like that, they're way more than that. And they're like big and bulky. For £99, ultralight backpacking gear tends to be really, really expensive. I personally don't think £99 is too bad. It's just because it saves so much weight, so much space. It's ultra reliable. There is no doubt about that. It's just a really well thought out piece of backpacking gear that an enormous amount of attention to detail has gone into it. The heights between the pot, the stove, all the holes are in the right places, and it all fits inside this pot beautifully because it's all titanium as well. You've got the longevity of that. It's not going to rust, that's for sure. It's just fantastic piece of backpacking gear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the links in the description if you're interested in buying this. I'll put the links in the description also to like little fuel bottles, different sort of lighter setups as well, so you can create the full kit. But please check out my winter camping videos, because then you actually see me use this. But thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos. Hope to see you backpacking soon. Cheers.